Setting intentions is so important. I cannot explain to you how important it is to set intentions. If you're not setting intentions, please watch this video so you can begin setting intentions so you can really bring the magic into your life. Hi everyone, welcome back to the Divine Healing with Love channel. Thank you so much for being here. I am Nicole. I am so grateful to have you here with me today. Welcome to the new subscribers. Thank you so much for subscribing. Welcome back to my capital LOVE tribe. Thank you all so much for being here. So I want to talk about setting intentions. Setting intentions is so important. So important just to be able to set that intention and then be able to receive what you want to receive. Because I'm really a believer in, we can have whatever we want. We really can. But sometimes it's just about physically putting that intention out into the universe so it can come to you. Of course, there are other steps to this too. Again, as I always say, it's levels to this stuff because it really is levels to it. It depends on what you're setting the intention to get, whether you need to bring in aligned action. Well, usually you always need to bring in aligned action, but I'm going to give you two examples today so you could kind of see the levels to this and just see how setting intentions can really bring you what you want just like that, especially if you're healing and raising your vibration. So here's one example. So I needed to get an iPad case for one of my daughters. They have an iPad, both of them have an iPad, and I needed to get an iPad case for one of them. And, I had ordered it from Amazon and I don't know, it didn't fit, whatever. So I had to go to the store. And as you know, sometimes going into a store really can be hit or miss because, they don't always have the merchandise in the store. They're typically directing us to go online to get everything we want. So I went into a couple of stores. They didn't have the particular case I needed for her iPad. So now I'm getting annoyed, I'm getting frustrated, and I'm just like, oh, because I need this iPad case, because I don't want to wait for delivery to come. If you have kids, you want to make it happen for them because, anyway, I don't even need to go further. Like I said, if you have children, I'm sure you know. And even if you don't, I'm sure you can imagine. So like I said, I went to 3 stores at this point. So after the 3rd store, I sat in the car and I just needed, because I was so frustrated and because I was annoyed. I didn't want to be bothered. Honestly, that's what it was. I really didn't want to be bothered. I wanted to go back home. And, Spirit came to me and was like, or, someone from my team was like, set the intention. Just say what you want. And so, sometimes I know for me in my journey, I get caught up in this space of not wanting to ask for help. Like, my team is always available, Spirit is always available to me, but I don't always open my mouth and say, this is what I need help with. And I guess that's more pride and ego that needs to be broken down. But I just don't always say it. I'm getting a lot better. Now I'm like, because I see the benefit. And I was always getting messages about, be open to receiving support, receiving love. And that could be from people here on earth, but it could also be your team of light, your ancestors, your spirit guides, the benevolent beings here to help you, spirit, universe. So I said, okay, the next store I go to, I'm setting this intention right now. The next store I go to, they're going to have this particular iPad case that will fit her iPad. And so it is. So after that, drove to the next store. What do you know? Right there, the last one, the iPad case was right there, her particular size, because for whatever reason, it was hard to find the case for her size, but for her size iPad. But it was right there. Like I said, the last one, and I was like, oh my God, thank God. Like, I was so relieved because I did not want to go to another store again. And I was just so grateful, like, yes, here it is, fourth store, but whatever. But because I set that intention after the third store, because I set that intention, it worked. It worked, and I was able to get what I want. I just had to open my mouth and say it. And the thing is that I think sometimes that we sometimes think that in order to ask for what we want, it has to be a ritual, or it needs to be this ceremony, or I have to stop and get on my knees, and or I need to go write it down in my sacred space. Like, all of those things are great too, don't get me wrong, but you can also reach out and ask for help in a car, or at work, or while you're walking. Like, it doesn't have to be at your altar, it doesn't have to be in the confines of your home, or a ritual. It doesn't have to be all those things. You could just open your mouth wherever and talk and say it and put it out there and say, I'm setting the intention for this. And then it just happens. You know, that's all it is. So typically when I set intentions, I would set intentions around the moon cycles. So the new moon cycle is a great time to set intentions. Okay, so that's typically when I would set intentions, and I would write down my intentions and I would burn it. And I did this. One of my intentions was to finish the script, this idea I had in my head for a while, like more than a year. I had the idea and I wanted to bring it to fruition in writing a TV show script. So it was really difficult for me to tap into the energy of finishing the script. I don't know why it was so difficult. I think I had a lot going on, but also I needed to do more healing and letting go more self doubt, and, letting go of the fact of, like, again, that self doubt, like, can you really write this? Can you write this on this level? Can you really produce this body of work? So I was getting frustrated because every time I tried to sit down and write, I was either being interrupted, or, I couldn't, I felt blocked. I couldn't really tap into that energy, and I felt very frustrated. That went on for months, but I kept, setting that intention to finish it because I really wanted to finish it. And it was about taking the aligned action, taking the action when I was told to do it, really listening to my inner guidance and the guidance from my team of, this is the time to do it. So do it then. Flow, don't force it. Because I was doing a lot of forcing before, which was not working. So it was now time to wait for the flow. Wait for the flow, and it will be done in divine timing. So once I let it go and just said, when it's time for me to do this, I'm going to do it. So Spirit put it in my energy, like, maybe let's just say it was like a Wednesday. Like, okay, work on your script tonight. Do it. Like, just write a few pages or whatever, but just do it. And so once I finally was able, like I said, I took that aligned action. So if Spirit told me to do it on Wednesday, I did it that Wednesday. And I was just typing and it just flowed. It just came right out of me. I didn't force anything. The ideas were just coming and it just flowed, and I just did it. And I didn't beat myself up because, like I said, this took months. I was trying to go in that place of, like, I need to unlock what's in my head, but I can't seem to unlock it. And I was so frustrated with myself and just really feeling like, why can't I get this out on the computer? I have all these thoughts in my head, but I can't seem to get it out the way I want, and it's not coming through. I don't like the way this is flowing. And so finally, like I said, when I took the aligned action, it just flowed. And I finished that script. It was about 35 pages, or 30 pages, but I finished it in like 5 days after I had been fighting with myself for at least 7 months to finish the script. I had all these ideas, and half of the ideas didn't even make it to the script because it was not timed for that aligned action. So I stuck with that intention, and instead of something that I learned with manifesting an intention, you have to trust divine timing, because at first, when I first started setting intentions, I was constantly putting a time on it. Like, I want to have this done. I want to manifest this by the end of the year or next month. And it's like, when you do that, it's essentially like you're micromanaging spirit. You're micromanaging God. You're basically telling God, this is what I want. This is what I expect. And I expect you to do it in this time. And you're not giving God time to work, God time to make the magic happen. And you're not trusting in the divine timing. And so I had to learn to let the timing go and to say, instead of putting a time on it, I had to learn to say, I want to do this in perfect divine timing. Because something that I had to realize is God's timing is the best. My timing is the one that's messed up. God's timing is always perfect. My timing is the one that's off. That's not always for my highest good. Like, it's not. But God's timing is always for my highest good. So I had to learn how to trust it, and to trust the process, and to trust that time isn't running out. I'm the one putting myself on a clock. Spirit is not putting me on a clock. I'm putting myself on a clock. So it's a process, and I had to learn to let all of that go and, again, trust it. So those are two examples, but there's so many. I am going to be making more videos about manifesting different things and just giving examples of how I manifested things in my life. I want to dive deeper into this for sure in other videos. But I want you to comment below. Let me know, do you set intentions? If you do set intentions, do you do your intentions around the moon time, the moon cycles, or do you set intentions all the time? Because like I said, I do set intentions during the moon cycles, but now I'm setting intentions all the time. And I don't always write them down. Like I said, I'll verbally set intentions. And, you could do both. You don't, again, have to put everything in one box. You just have to trust it, and you just have to take aligned action when necessary. So comment below, let me know. Thank you so much. Please like the video, share the video if you want to share it with people in your life. Go ahead and send it to them, share that wisdom. Thank you so much for being here. I love you all. If no one has told you that they love you yet, I love you. I thank you so much for being here. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.